Shalom. I am Rabbi Nathan Davidovich, speaking to you on behalf of the webyeshiva.org, speaking to you from Efrat, Israel. Chodesh Tov. I wish everybody a wonderful new month of Adar. Rosh Chodesh begins right now, tonight, in Israel. This is a Shabbos where we combine three things, three sets of holiness. We have the holiness of Shabbos itself, and we read the portion from the Torah as we do every Shabbos. But we have an extra degree of holiness, the holiness of Rosh Chodesh, of the new month, which we also read the special reading for Rosh Chodesh on Shabbos. And in addition, we read the Parsha Shekalim, the commandment that tells the children of Israel to take half a shekel each and contribute it for the upkeep of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, and this holy temple. So on this Shabbat, we actually take out three different Sifrei Torah and read from each of them. I'm going to talk about the commandment of Machzis HaShekel, half a shekel. And it's an unusual commandment because everybody is commanded, regardless of their financial status, to give half a shekel, part of which was used for the foundations of the tabernacle and the Beis Hamikdash. The poor person, even if he had to sell the shirt off of his back, was required to pay the half shekel, which is an unusual situation because the Torah gives us lots of commandments. But if we have unavoidable reasons for not being able to do a commandment, not due to anything that we wanted to do, we're forgiven for it. But not machzis shekel. The poor person has to go so far as to beg for charity, take the shirt off his back to raise that shekel. And similarly, not only can the poor person not give it, the rich person who might want to say, oh, what's a half shekel? It's a half a coin, it's nothing. I'll give a lot more. No, the rich person is not allowed to give more because we all have an obligation together as individuals to unite to form the foundation of not only the tabernacle and the Beis Hamikdash, but to support the foundation of us as Jews. Now there's an interesting medrash, a medrash Tanchuma, and said that when God commanded Moses to tell the children of Israel to bring half of a shekel, he didn't quite understand what God was saying. So God told him, he actually showed him. He took a gold coin that was a fiery coin. It was burning. It was on fire. It says, this is what you shall give. He says, this is the coin that you should give, a fiery coin. It also is said, God said to Moses, when you give this coin, when you give this commandment to people to bring the half shekel, it will raise them up. Because the Torah uses the word, and this took place during a census of the Jewish people. It doesn't use the word to count them. It used the words to raise up, kisisa, when you raise up the heads. In other words, we have in this commandment something in it that raises our heads higher, that makes us proud to be children of Israel, to be Jewish people. And what is that? First of all, the fiery coin. What does that teach us? A half shekel teaches us that we cannot do it alone. We can't accomplish much. We have to join. But the fiery shekel teaches something even further. And the sages interpreting that midrash say that this means that you have to serve God with fire. You have to have intensity. Don't just go through the actions, the rote of serving God, but serve God with fire. More than that, I would look at the concept of a fiery coin, and I would analyze, what can you do with a fiery coin? What can you do with fire? You can certainly do negative things with fire, but you do very positive things. And if we use the fire that God has given us to inspire each other, the fire of our souls, the fire to know that we as a Jew must do what is right. We as a Jew cannot stand alone, but we can help one another. And by standing together, by unity, we can help overcome all the difficulties that we have. In Israel, yesterday was a terrible, sad day for all of children of Israel, for all of the Jews in Israel. Should have been for all the people of the world, not the Jews. Because we saw the burial of Shira Bibas, of blessed memory, and her 2 infants who were murdered with her by Hamas, those monsters who kidnapped her on October 7th, a year ago, and then murdered her and her children, babies, in captivity. And how did this country react? The funeral was a private ceremony, but the parade route that the bodies were to be carried was announced in advance, and many, many, many thousands of people were lining the street. Jews of every persuasion. Didn't matter whether you were, quote, religious or not religious. Whatever you believed, didn't matter. These were children of ours. This was family of ours who were brutally taken from us. And this standing together throughout the country, thousands and thousands and thousands, wherever you looked on the roads, all the way down the roads from Rishon LeZion, where the funeral procession started, until the south, was lined with people. A show of unity, a show of strength. And we have to understand that just like a half shekel cannot accomplish much, but a whole shekel that is instilled with fire and with flame, with the desire to unite, can get us through any difficulty in the world. No matter how difficult things are, if we stand together, if we unite, it doesn't make the pain go away, but at least we know we are sharing the pain, we feel the pain, and we're living as one family. And that's what God wants from us, and that's what this mitzvah of half shekel is. To recognize we can't do it alone, but united, we can truly hold our heads high. And Moshe's command to raise our heads will be fulfilled, because we know that we are truly helping one another. And if we do this with a fiery feeling, with intensity of observing God's commands, intensity of taking in the holiness, the threefold holiness of this Shabbat, the holiness of Shabbat, the holiness of Rosh Chodesh and Shekalim, we will be elevated to higher and higher levels. Thank you for listening on behalf of the webyeshiva.org. I wish everybody a wonderful Chodesh, a month of joy, simcha, a month of the end to our suffering, a month where we see the revealed miracles of God. Wish everybody a wonderful Shabbat and recognition that together we can do it. Shabbat Shalom.